hopefully that keeps the copyright folks off our back and shows the major chord tendencies of this episode, because you guessed it, guys, we are going to be playing in memory of our lost item. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a bummer. For those of you guys that have been following along, you already know because I threw it in there. I kind of threw it in the description of the episode where it happened. Hey, watch for a gameplay oops that's going to cost us an item. And it really did. It didn't take me long to find it either. Have you guys seen it? Do you know what I'm talking about? So in the end of the last episode, a full episode and a half after it happened, I realized, hey, I don't have the brown shulker box that I've been using to store all the ores and coal and all that good stuff in. And it was a little odd, but these things have ways of happening. Got to do one other thing here before we really get going. And it's nighttime, so maybe we'll wait on that. As many of you know, sorry. So as many of you know, we've been gathering up these ores and things to cook and process as part of our final repairs. Right, here they are. So no big shock or surprise there. We've got a bunch of stuff that we need to clean through. And I guess this time let's do copper. We still don't have deep slate copper, and honestly I'm wondering if that's even a thing. But whether it is or isn't is kind of secondary. Now, we're not going to get any XP out of these specific blocks, but this will allow us to start cooking while we do all the coal and diamonds and redstone and all the rest of it. So we'll get as much of these block types as we can. And the other part of our episode today is going to be, we'll just do these two for now. Going and trading with Frannie. We already filled up a shulker with flints and spider webs. So those should be pretty appealing trade items. Now, what we don't have any of, because we spent so long kind of setting up for the Wither Roses, was getting these we will split, because yeah. And we can do at least one of these just to keep that moving. Alright, so we got our copper and we've got our stuff cooking. Now, let's do all these random bits. Put that away too while we're at it. So, yeah, in the end of the last episode, we ran around a whole lot. I know we're totally changing topics here, but we ran around a whole lot looking for shulker boxes because we got done repairing all but this last pick, and suddenly I didn't have the brown shulker. And I was like, what do we do with that? And I was looking in all these various chests. That's not what happened to it. About halfway into the first episode of today, Friday, I think it's episode 223, was that one? We had previously, in 221 or 2 or something, left the brown shulker box right there with a lot of these materials in it. And we were going to transfer them into the chest. Everything was good. And we actually had already done that either prior to or at the beginning of that episode. I didn't go back and watch it that closely, but what we did do was, as we were picking up and kind of managing everything in the down here with the storage and putting everything away, kind of getting squared away to start off, I saw we were kind of down here. We picked up the 2 blue shulkers that we'd emptied. We came around this way and we were coming running up, and the dog was here. And as I ran by, I saw laying on the ground, not placed. We'd actually broken it. So the shulker box item for the brown one, which fortunately was empty, we didn't lose more than that. Yeah, I'd broken it, so it was effectively I dropped it, but I broke it with a full inventory because we were still sorting everything else out, and I no shocker, right? But I totally forgot that we were still managing all those things. And last I can see of it was we're turning to go up the stairs. We'd gone over by the potion stuff briefly and turned to go back upstairs, and next thing you know, we have gone upstairs, and I never see it again after that point. Now, I didn't scrutinize. I was like, oh, that was it. That was what did it, and kind of left it at that. No use dwelling on stuff you can't change. So I moved on with my life. All right, we got an Enderman. Anybody over here? Special. Oh, I didn't do that, Enderman. That was this guy. It's working well already. Oh, I don't know. Did he spawn in there? Who knows? Anyway, this is one thing that we do have to do to. That's right. And since we haven't used any of these in this world, may as well here. This will all get torn down eventually. But for the time being, why not? So I did do some additional research. That was the big mystery we hadn't planned to try to solve. What happened to the brown shulker box? And the answer is my carelessness cost it. As was the story on the green one. That's usually how they go down. Although the green one in Slow Cooker, that one never despawned. In theory, it is still sitting out there on a shoreline somewhere. I still remember we'd stopped for the night in a taiga, maybe even a giant tree taiga biome, and headed off into our world. So this was also throwing me off. We'd moved one of the blues there. So we've still got this one loaded up with trade goods. So that does fill in all of our extras. The brown one had been there, but again, priority on getting back out and doing more shulkers has got to be a thing. Since we're now down one even further. And we were talking a lot in the last episode about how it'd be nice to get an extra one to further split out weapons from tools, kind of the yellows. And I've talked a lot, eventually we'd like to split out TNT from fireworks. And even if those don't all go with us all the time, just having them in base where they're ready to go. So, you can load up the ender chest. All that's good, but now we're one more down of the batch, and fortunately, it wasn't like our tools box or something. Can you imagine if you just had a full inventory and were in a hurry doing stuff and didn't stop to make sure you got that out? Wouldn't be good. All right. Maybe we should go ahead and do some of the iron. get the iron ready to go, and then it'll be good. See, these are already done, so yes. I think we had one piece of iron I left upstairs, kind of accidentally on purpose. It wasn't a big deal. It's in that chest. I'm saying it as much to remind myself as anything. No need to go get it or anything, but keeping a reminder. It's when I was frantically running around looking for the box, hoping I'd put it into a chest somewhere accidentally. Kind of reminds you, like, all right, where do you have some of the things that are more rare and precious stored away? And I think the most recent one, we were talking about not having feathers from chickens recently because we threw all the eggs into the wither arena and got roses. Those roses are up with the heads and the banners and all in the chest, kind of right by the ladder upstairs. So that's one for me to keep track of and remember. All right, now all these are set and ready to reload, which is good. I don't know why that didn't come out. Meant for it to. All right, 21 pieces, but we do need to run these upstairs, so maybe before we start on all the coal, we'll just take these up. And now we can pick up this one piece of iron ore. Boop. Hey, look at this little extra juice. All right. Bulk copper. Bulk gold, we can start a little bit again. Take the iron downstairs. There we go. Now we just do coal. And you can already see, I mean, just from the cooks we've already done, we may not even need the trade, but coal doesn't do a ton. And whether or not I want to get the emeralds and make that productive, so keep after it here. So I don't know how much we covered, so let's kind of run back through it. Before the last minute realization that we were down a shulker box at the end of the last episode, I'd already said, there's other stuff that I want to do in between loading episodes, or starting to load, because I've done two really back-to-back. So this last one represented a bit of a break while I just actually gave myself a break, which was nice, and did a little bit of checking. So some answers that we have. First and foremost, whether you consider it sadly or not, no zombie villagers will come from the spawners. If you ever do see one, it's crossover incidentally spawning there, but not as a direct result of the spawner itself. So that's why darkroom spawners that have zombies in the mix will produce them, but other spawner farms like the one that we were just freewheeling in without having done any generation, those will not. So two other facts then, and these relate directly to me having got an iron bar out of that. I was going to yell at him for stealing my coal, but he dropped it and gave us iron. So yeah, the other thing that we'd been talking about and questioning is, do named zombies, what's all the factors around name tagging, item possession, and zombie villagers? How can they be managed if you're trying to do exactly what we are, which is heal them but keep them ready for a lightning storm? Because again, having an advancement around them, it is something a lot of people have found different. And there's a really easy way to manage it, right? Go to a village, kidnap a villager, leave them in a boat, make them sit there until a storm comes along, and then pop them with your trident, and you got the advancement, easy peasy. But a little artificial morality introduced in to say we're not going to just straight up kidnap a villager. That seems cruel. We'll kind of create a Frankenstein's monster and then manage the after effects from there. See how the end of this, the coal just doesn't move the needle at all. Now the cooking may, that probably will mean that we don't need to do any of the trading that we talked about. But this pig is pretty well finished already, and we're just still doing the necessary tasks. Okay, I think we can combine those. Not too much more to go. Might as well just do it all here. And deep slates. Perfect. So, yeah, that was research done and completed, I think. I don't know. I got distracted a little bit. Our named zombie villagers will remain without despawning, so the name tags do work. You don't have to use a name tag if the zombie villager or zombified villager is a mob that will pick things up, and it's the same chance within zombie villagers as it is within regular ones. I don't know what that number is, but it's a smaller percentage of the overall total of zombies are the ones that were tool users or handy, and they can pick up items and carry them around or put them on if they're clothing. So the thing then becomes, you can throw a series of hats on the ground, helmets, right? And if the zombie villager picks those up, then you don't even need the name tag, right? We got a glut of name tags anyway, so who cares? Let's keep them good. All right, now our tools are good to go. toolbox. So, for instance, if, because I know we've kind of talked a little bit about all these, if we saw a zombie villager running around in the middle of the night and we wanted to keep him, we could throw this helmet, for instance, at his feet. If he picks it up and puts it on, we've got a double win. One, we don't have to use a name tag. Once a zombie has picked up an item, it doesn't mean that every zombie that's ever spawned with armor on or anything like that or carrying a shovel, those will despawn normally. But if they go around and pick up an item, they will no longer despawn. Fun fact. They will also be protected from the daytime sun. So you may have noticed, sometimes a skeleton or a zombie will not burn up when daybreak comes. And that's because they have something on their head, effectively preventing them from the sunburn and the damage that they would otherwise have caused or incurred. So I think we'll just top these. But we're going to leave these as is, right? Because why prematurely use up our stored XP there, right? Might as well leave them full. Whenever, if we need to cook something cool, we've got the auto feeders if it's clay. But anything that we want to cook for XP, we have the means right there. Now these, I like to keep them free. So we're being a little wasteful. And likewise, rather than taking these down and put them away in their designated storage. So our coal is finally coming full circle. We've got a few, almost 2 full stacks of blocks there. That's a lot of coal. That frees up quite a bit of this more for torches. Speaking of which, let's just go ahead and make those. We're standing right here anyway. Boom. And then we'll put these overflows away. Go. Alright, that coal's going to go downstairs. We got the dirt. We're going to take that with, and that's all our trade goods. I don't think... what the heck? Let's bring a stack of logs, and we'll turn it into sticks when we get out there. Still going to stick through the trading with Frannie, because why not? And we're kind of now teetering on the edge of our next, hey, we got to, let's go get after things again. And perhaps with timing, we'll kind of equip ourselves up for that today. Let's put this coal away. So yeah, again, we can have a full reserve set going into our feeders here if we want to. So right now we got nothing, but we could put full 64s in there. They would pull one, and it's kind of forget about coal for a while. Now it's just blocked for storage. Let's go through. You know what? Let's not. Fooled you. Since we haven't had luck on the one front, let's do those. Now, I don't know. I don't do much of this at all, as you guys may or may not know. Let's keep that handy. And, of course, this is almost guaranteeing we will not see any of these on the way out. I don't even think we really go through their habitat. But maybe we'll detour on the way back. excuse the cough there. Going this way. Yeah, it's kind of funny that, just a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, we were very much in this end of things, spending all our time working on the cave spiders and string. And now here we are. Frannie? Guessing. How did we end up with so many of those? Am I missing something? Frannie. Sticks. You know you want them. So many sticks. So the good bit here is for things like bows, further tools or anything like that. Having higher levels is nice. You just throw them at whatever you want. Name tags, it's not even a thought that registers. You're just like, oh yeah, whatever. All right, well, there we go. Franny's loaded us up with 44 emeralds. And now we're going to load up this chest. We'd love to get another Frannie back here. And that's kind of what led to the whole, oh yeah, we can just manipulate in the overworld. Alright, so our inventory's cleaned up. We should do that. Not leaving any chests behind or anything, am I? And you haven't reset? I also wanted to check. So we have an arrow of healing. Which we could buy back. I was hoping maybe we just had stacks of arrows. Might be kind of cool to have health arrows to fire in a future wither fight, right? 'Cause just like the potions being grenades, that would just do additional damage as we're shooting those arrows, as far as I know. But at least fun enough to force science it. So let's make another run. We're just kind of freewheeling, as I've said these last couple episodes, anyway. And before we try to pick up a quick advancement, oh. Drop it on the thing. Oh, you did. Oh. So close to the edge. We got a tier. It's not enough to spawn another dragon yet, but we'll be hopefully doing a lot more of that. Here in the near future. Alright. Arrows. We got a lot of them. May as well take them back with us. They're not doing us any good here, right? Come on through. Coming? I figured you were. So yeah, this is. I think I've shot a few spectral arrows a few times, dropped by or either found at bastions or whatever. But this will be my first of any experience with fancy pants arrows. Look at that. So we'll store these, right? We don't want to use them every day, and I'll talk a little more about that. I don't know which of these are going to go most, but these back. Strings then were the ones that he doesn't have an endless appetite for. Now we can put those back, but now we've got more emeralds, and he's... There we go. He or she. And does this give us enough? I think it does. Enough space to put all these away. So now, theme of the day. This is called beating into your brain the cost of a mistake. Now we really need an arrow shulker box too. Something to carry around. I don't know that it really needs to be a shulker box, but the trick here is that if we start shooting gas or anything right now, I'm assuming the game will pull the better arrows by default. So we'll start using those just as a matter of principle. And that's not real good. Oh, you guys are so slow. Come on. Alright. This is not really the time we're trying to farm XP from those guys. Whew. I don't know what's got me. Something does, though. My Enderman kept me from finishing my meal. Alright, what do we got here? Where are we going to put these? Maybe underneath? Well, I think we have flint, right? So in the second arrow chest, maybe? Hi. Don't you slime on my dog. You know how much fun he has in the bath that leads to house cleaning? Alright, so that's a rememberer. Because I won't. We got a gunpowder, and we got a tear. Now, it's daytime. Is it close to nighttime? We can go up here to figure things out. Have a little chat, draw our play out in the sand. So, here's it's interesting. Here's what we're looking at. We want to go to the Nether. We want to kind of primarily look for tiers, right? That's I didn't even get a count. I think we're sitting at 3 though now. And I don't think we have any more here. I think we'd pulled all those. So, for the time being, if we're in the Nether, we don't care about sleeping, clearly. So I think we can leave the Zap Brannigan name tag there, which I'm sure will come back to bite us. In fact, I'm so sure Let's just do the right thing. I hope there's a spot in here. Probably isn't. Oh, no spot. What don't we care about in the goodies? Guess this? Yeah, I mean, if we're carrying one, we're carrying two. It doesn't matter. Um, I don't know that we need a shulker box, so let's put one away for now. If we get to the point of needing to restock, we can. Is that? Let's do a time check. 36. So I think we'd like to stay kind of ready to go, but oh man, this is going to be a nightmare with. Maybe I'm being on foolish sidetrack. We don't need to deal with it. Although it's nighttime. Let's just hang out here and hopefully not have a catastrophic combat night. Maybe we can actually get this thing done. Just to be safe. I think that would be enough. Alright, it's evening. Get your lucky rabbit's feet out, guys. We're gonna need them. I think already I can do that. Of course, you know, it's so predictable. Hey, why don't we put away that one thing we really probably could use? Phantoms are gonna be a nightmare. I think we'll come out to here. Just because I don't want to have any incidents. Few regular zombies. Oh, I had him. Oh. Little sack. Not really gonna work much for Creeper Skelly games on this one because it's close to home and prefer not to have. Until we get to the water, it's out. That's great. Alright, there's you done. Trying to look beyond all these guys to see if I catch any clear villagers in the distance. Go. It's nice of them. That's why I try to clear the grass. Think that was fire getting that one. Way too much. None of you. None of you have the future employment possibilities that I'm looking for. And I guess really there is no future employment for that particular scenario because we're going to witch them up. Ooh, you could drop some cool armor for me to disenchant though, or a block of iron. I don't think it's really keeping up very well. Like I know there's multiple. Not a zombie villager. Also very blingy, but not very. Well, it's just a bone, not a sword. Though I'm sure a bone makes a mighty fine maul. Well, that was kind of an uneventful night, but not uneventful. We had our fun, but it didn't give us any chances. I don't think you got much of a chance, pal. We didn't even get XP out of that. We did hit him to light him on fire before the sun came. Well, shoot. It's daytime. We're supposed to be cool, dude. So, let's do one thing to kind of help set us up for this that I uh, hadn't particularly thought about before, but this will, short of just giving up, and again, we're going to go primarily focus on the nether for a while. So, short of a complete victory, do that and that. I guess the shirt we can still use on our collection. Alright, fair enough there, right? Then here, no. What do we need? Here? Does this have everything? Name tag, weakness, and we've got golden apples, which we should top off. We won't have the trident in there, obviously, but it's been a minute since we've come out this way, so why not on the day when we're pretty sure everything is set? So, we are going to leave our zombie affiliated items right here. We want a boat to contain him so he can't wander off. It won't be hostile. We want the name tag to protect him. On the off chance that he'll grab it, we want the golden helmet. That takes care of both the cover and the naming. Not that, it'd be cool to give him a name anyway, just to have it. But yeah, that gives us any night we get back out here, we can go chill. We put him in the boat, we get him back over here. We can leave him there underneath, and probably I would just have him follow us, and then throw the boat down in front of him, keep him under those copper blocks to be safe and secure. And next thing you know, we got a cured zombie upstairs. Now, the boat is only temporary. We get him there to keep him safe from the sun, right? So he can sit and not burn up. He's got his shelter like under a tree. Um, whether at night or anything else, we want to put him down in here eventually, but we want him to be alone. So that's where, you either have to do a big sweep of the various mobs to make sure that you've got him the only one aggroing. You let him come up, hit the traps, boom, he falls down. And we win the game. Or at least we get that advancement. So I think that leaves us pretty well set. It also takes off some of that pressure on this particular chest. Let's go dump the inventory, and then depending on where we're at time-wise, we'll maybe just go get started in the nether. Snagging all the goodies. So these can both get tossed. All these have chests downstairs. Oh, I forgot the seeds. I was going to do not cocoa beans, but a full run of all these just seeds sitting around. Is that all of them? Am I missing? Am I blindsing any? I think that's it. Nothing in here. That random bow just caught my eye. It's kind of annoying. So we don't have to go all the way to the silo for these. Just nice to have a few of them out of the way. Pumpkins and melons. Alright. There's that done. Try not to fall down the hole. It's been there the whole game. Alright. Oh, I was going to leave the stupid copper. If I was wondering how I was going to fill an episode before we just really went nether, this is how. Running around. I'm going to leave the copper too, in case we need to cover a path if he won't take the helmet. And we've got him sitting in the boat. It's all safe, but we're have our hands full with a bunch of mobs and phantoms and everything else, and we don't want to risk it. Then we could always build a little covered walkway for the daytime. Just cover in all this stuff, and then break the boat, let him come out, bring him up here, and boom, 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 we're done. So nice to have those ready to go. Could that be any other block? Absolutely, it could. Dirt, wood, anything non-transparent, such as trapdoors. All right, now we go down, we empty our pockets, and then we check the time and head into the nether, or are ready to do so if we're down to the wire, or just conveniently close. It's kind of a good natural break. String, gunpowder, bones, eyes. I think this is going to give us a full stack of membranes. Now, there's something about membranes being repair for the elytra. Hasn't ever really come up for me because with the mending, it's just is what it is, right? Take them back and repair along with all the other tools. But when you have more and more, especially if you've kind of burned out and we don't have the Enderman giving us super fast XP, that's a good way to go. All right. I think we are ready. Check the time. Oh, we're at 55, so I think we will wrap it up here. Which probably means I didn't need that sip of coffee. But, yeah, this is going to kind of finish up our phase of zipping around, just kind of, we may be freewheeling a little bit in the nether as well, and we may we may start working on things like um, subspace bubble, things like that. Now that we're a little more adept at moving across the nether, or at least not in instant peril of dying if we dip our toe in the lava or lava slime comes out and knocks us off, any of that kind of stuff. We're still pretty able to handle that. So in terms of subspace bubble, we could maybe look to do that. But by and large, I think we're going to be looking for traditional nether biomes, not the ones that we've already done, but some others. So that may be a good way to go further field, looking for new territory where maybe we'll get some gas spawning up, hunt them down, and then get the quartz as well. Now, if we weren't trying to do both, I would go Soul Sand Valley and just go for the highest gas rates there. But we're not quite there. That is something that we can keep in mind, though, is we've got that strip of Soul Sand Valley right where our end gateway is, and by going up the stairs, that could be our access to making our ghast farm. And would we want to do that quickly? Maybe indeed. I don't know. It's something to think about. I'll kick that over. I think initially though, we'll kind of focus on the quartz gathering with incidental ghasts along the way, and see if we can get a little lucky. It doesn't take a ton of them to get enough to do a couple dragon spawns and see where that gets us. But for the near immediate term, we're doing nether for a couple of the advancements. We got the gold there. We'll trade with some piglins to get that one out of the way. We will... I think there's two, and I don't think we've done either. Distract with gold and then trade for items. So we get both of those. We'll be in better shape. The whole time we're still waiting on our zombified villager to set him up. Ghasts for tiers to help respawn dragon. That in and itself doesn't do anything for us advancement-wise at the moment. But it keeps getting us out to the end cities to get more shulkers, to improve our builds and all that kind of stuff. Other ones that we can work on when we choose to. Potions, I think we've got everything we need. We could definitely knock that one out here in the not too distant future. Traveling around and looking for Mushroom Island is something we can get. But I think that... excuse me, kind of fits with the same attacking subspace bubble by hunting for old nether biomes in a long call it 1,000, right? If we go 1,000 blocks in the nether, we've gone 8,000 in the overworld. That's far enough for our subspace. And there you go. So we pick the direction probably about past the nether fortress that we've gone the furthest so far, and keep going beyond, see how far we can get, how much more we have to do, pop open the surface there and see if that gets us any new terrain that might have mushrooms in it, or circling around all the other kind of stuff we need to do. So lots and lots and lots to come. Very much excited to get back after a few more advancements. You can see I've kind of been hung up on this one, but we got others we can be knocking out too, and we got big projects. The reason why we're so focused on the quartz as we're doing this is to do the barn. I really want to get back to. We haven't done much in the way of a real build in quite a while, other than just throwing the obsidian all over the the Wither Arena. So try to get back to that a little bit as well. Please let me know if you guys have preferences in what kind of activities you like to see more of or what you're enjoying. Please let me know in the comments. I certainly enjoy reading those, and the likes and all that are always appreciated as well. So keep an eye on Twitter or YouTube to see when the next videos pop up. Should have more coming through the weekend. Take care, guys. Bye now. Oh, I didn't thank you. Here, thank you. I was just talking to the end screen. There you go. Thank you. Stay awesome, guys. Have a great weekend if you're not watching these through it, and we'll catch you next one. Bye now.